It's a big important decision, and the room is at an impasse. The meeting has come to a stalemate, and you don't know how to move forward. What's the one thing you can do to unblock the situation and move everybody forward so you can crush the meeting? You're about to find out. Let's go. Today I want to share a tip that might seem so blindingly obvious and simple that it doesn't really make sense to make a video about it. And to some extent it is. But if I look at the feedback that I've gotten in performance reviews and from peers across the years, this is an area folks consistently highlight as something that I'm pretty good at. I bring this up not to brag, but I bring it up to say that if somebody can get consistently good feedback on something, it's probably a skill that they would like to see in more people. So what is this one simple thing that you can do to move a meeting forward? Pretty basic, honestly. It's just to summarize the viewpoints of the room and restate them back. One scenario I often see in meetings that get stuck is that you have a few people that are going around in circles about a specific topic that they don't seem to be able to agree on. But if you actually listen to what they're saying, it's often that it's just a minor point that they can't agree on, but for whatever reason they're not able to reach across the room and talk to the other person. It might be that they're of different disciplines. It might be they're so caught up in the discussion so they don't know how to hear what the other person is saying. Or it might be that there's just some language that isn't clicking. In those scenarios, one super simple thing to do to get the room to move forward is simply to say what you've heard them say. Try to think about what's the one common nugget that you're hearing across what person A is saying and what person B is saying if they're disagreeing. And then restate that nugget to the room. You say, I just want to summarize the issue. Here's what I think I'm hearing. We're saying that we want to do X. Is that right? Does that sound right to everybody? What you do by restating the issue is that you're presenting back a viewpoint that is so blindingly obvious to the room, but nobody's really seeing it because folks are too busy talking to listen. This happens for me all the time, and I'm also the victim of it in the sense that I talk too much and I don't listen all the time. And that's when I'd love to have somebody in the room that can summarize the point for me that I've just made myself and say, here's what I think the tech team is saying. Here's what I think marketing is saying. What I think is the common point is this. To give you a very concrete example, you might be in a situation where, say, the technology team doesn't want to launch something because they're worried about the scalability of that feature, but the marketing team really wants to get it out because there's an important event that's coming up that they're really passionate about getting a real launch pop from getting the feature launched. That conversation can often sound antagonistic when the two people in the room, the engineering lead and the marketing lead, are up in arms about it, because the one person will say, well, we can't ship this feature unless we feel good about the scalability of it. And the marketing person is saying, well, we need to get this feature out by this date so we can get the pop to happen. One way you can summarize that point is you can say, hey, here's what I'm hearing from the room. I'm hearing that we both care about getting the feature out for this event, but we also care about getting it out there in a qualitative way. So we want to make sure that we ship something that we're proud of, and want to make sure that we capture the momentum that we can get from getting it out in time. Does everybody agree with those 2 points? Just by restating what two people have said in that way, you can get both people to agree that, yes, of course, we want both of those things. And then you can then shift the meeting from being about I want X or I want Y to saying, hey, well, we both agree that both of these things are important. Now, how can we actually get it done? While nothing has qualitatively changed about the information in the room, a simple restatement like that can actually mean that suddenly people can focus less on the antagonism around the issue and much more on actually solving the issue. And you can move it forward in a much better way. That's it. Just listen to what the room is saying, restate it back, and you will have immediately developed a superpower skill that at least has served me incredibly well throughout the years. This isn't revolutionary in any way, but I like to share these sort of small tips every now and then. And it also gave me an excuse to try to record from a new camera angle. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what your meeting power moves are, and then we'll keep talking. Have a good one. Bye-bye.